Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We're live. You're supposed to be home or celebrating, or how you feeling? What you doing? Let me know before we get started. I'm trying to put my let me know before we get started. How you feeling? We got some news to discuss with you this lovely Sunday, Eastern Sunday. Happy Easter. Happy Easter. How are you? How you feeling? I have to put my okay. So happy Easter, Herman Wando. How are you? How you feeling? Hello, Janice here from Arizona. Happy Easter. How you feeling? Good afternoon, Mike Jensen. Uh, Herman Wando from Maryland. Oh, you're from Maryland. How are you? Happy Easter. How are you? How you feeling? So we have a couple of news to discuss. I don't know. I was he. I don't think I did Friday. Yeah, that's why I need to talk about those news because tomorrow I don't think I'll be live. Uh, yeah, we need to talk about it. That's why I'm here. Since you already had your celebration, now it's time to talk about immigration. Okay. Yeah, we need to talk about what's actually going on. We have at least three major news to discuss. The first one, um, the first one, hold on, give me a moment. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so we have Happy Eastern SA. We have three major news to discuss. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen so we can go just straight up. But meanwhile, if you have a question, just put it in the comment when I'm sharing the news. You can just put your question in the comment. By the time I'm done sharing the news, then we can discuss your questions. Okay. So let me share my screen. Okay. So this is the first news. This is not good. Okay. It's not good at all. EOR issues policy memo rescinding and canceling director's memo on administrative closure. So what's going on? Basically, they're canceling the old policy on administrative closure, and they're pretty much going back to the policy that we used to have under Trump 1.0, where judges did not have the authority to administratively close the case. That's pretty much where they're going, which means that if you have your case that has been administratively closed, it's going to be basically reopened. recalendar. Actually, that's the correct term. The case is going to be recalendar so that you can go to your hearing. So that's exactly what they're doing. And I'm like, why would they do that? So basically, the reason they're doing it, it's because I guess this Trump administration, yeah, I guess this Trump administration is trying to, they can't really get, uh, they can't remove people based on old um, deportation orders. For example, it looks like they don't have those people in the system in terms of new addresses and stuff like that. They can't find the people who have been removed previously. So that's why they're going with cases that are actually pending or administratively closed to reopen it so they can process it as quick as 2 weeks. Or some cases, people are receiving notice within 2 weeks for their individual hearing. That's what's going on. Let me, you see, it says here, no statute authorizes administrative closure by EOR adjudicators, which means the judges, right? EOR use of administrative closure in immigration proceeding takes back at least in the 1970s, as EOR still has unresolved cases that were administratively closed during that decade. So the use of administrative closure became more widespread in the 1980s. Okay, and here's just giving you the history of it. But then what they're really saying here is that in conclusion, right? In conclusion, what they're saying is that the judges, yeah, this is the conclusion, okay? Conclusion here is that your use of administrative closure, particularly between 2011, 2017, and between 2021 and 2025 was an unmitigated disaster from a policy standpoint and strongly appear to have also been unlawful. They say it's not lawful to administratively close a case, so that's why they are going to reopen those cases. And yeah, and that's why they are canceling and rescinding the old policy. So in other words, if you have a case that has been administratively closed, uh, it's a department agency, employee agency, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, anyway, if you have a case that has been administratively closed, chances are you will receive a notice to appear. The case will be put back in recalendar. The case will be recalendar, and they will send you a notice to appear with a court date. Basically, that would be like your individual hearing. As soon as 2 weeks, within 2 weeks of this date, which was on the 18th, that's when they published this whole. Yeah, so that's what's going on. The 18th was Friday. Okay, I think I was here Friday, but by the time I was here, it wasn't published yet. But anyway, that's what's going on. Okay, that's the first news. Administrative closure is over, which I have cases that have been administratively closed. I hope they don't call me because we're trying to find a solution. But anyway, that's what's going on. That's news number one. Let me stop right here first and take questions. Do you have a question in regard to what we just said? Oh, my master hearing is coming in June. Oh, okay. Nothing is good. Yeah, nothing at all. Nothing at all. Happy Easter, everybody. Happy Easter, everybody. Thanks. Thanks for coming. But anyway, so that's the first news. Administrative closure as we know it, pretty much over. They are going to put those cases back on the active docket. Meaning what? Meaning that notice to appear will be issued. Those cases will have new hearing dates, and that will be the individual hearing, like the final hearing. That's it. Some people, they might be lucky to start with master hearing. Maybe the case have, because the pleadings were never entered, that's when you will have a master hearing. But if the pleadings were already entered, that particular person will have an individual hearing. Yeah, as soon as 2 weeks from the notice date. Yeah, that's what's going on. Hi, I'm waiting for permanent residency since November 2024. How long I need to wait? November 2024, that's soon. Yeah, for green cards, people, especially if they're gonna give you 10 years green card, you have to give it at least a full year or 2 years. Okay. Yeah, from the date you actually apply. Yeah, it's not residency. Waiting for perm. Or like the what do you mean by that? Like the labor certificate? Oh, labor certification takes between 6 to 8 months. Yeah. So if you did it in, you said November, yeah, just count between 6 and 8 months. They should respond to you. It don't take long anymore. Yeah. Used to take back in the days when I wasn't practicing, people used to say that it used to take like years. So yeah, don't take no. Yeah. As of recent history, at least 6 to 9 months. So yeah, you should be. I think you should be fine, right? Unless this Trump administration is messing things up. Anyway, that's the first news. Administrative closure, as we know it, it's done. They're just gonna put the people back, and they're gonna go defend their cases. That's it. That's the first news. The second news is that uh okay, hold on. Okay, so there's an update on. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen so we can talk about the update on this share screen. Okay. Updates on third country removals, nationwide class certified, and preliminary injunction issued. You know, because this Trump administration, they're just taking people like they're trying to execute those deportation orders, order of removal, and then they're just sending people like anywhere they want, and people had to go to court to sue them for that. Okay, and now we have a that came on the 18th as well. On Friday, we have a pretty much like a court order with a preliminary injunction relief, basically telling this government what they have to do when they have to remove a person when that person did not designate the country of removal. You know, when we go on those hearings, especially when we go to interpleadings, they always ask that question: in case of removal, in the event of removal, what country are you trying to designate where they can remove you? Let you don't win the case, where are we supposed to remove you? A lot of people decline to designate the country of removal. That's why they will send people anywhere. And sometimes people has designated their country of removal, but they ended up going to a different country. So people had to sue this government. Okay. So now the court is saying that prior to removing any non-citizen to a third country, any country not explicitly provided for on the non-citizen order of removal, the defendant must provide. If the order of removal does not say specifically where you have to be removed, then the government has to provide you with a notice, okay, of the country, the third country to which the non-citizen may be removed. in a language that they can understand. For example, we go to the master hearing, you decline to designate your country of removal, and then you go to the individual hearing, you don't win the case, you appeal, you don't win, and they, on the order of removal, they didn't specify where they have to remove you. They can't just send you to any third country. They have to give you a notice as to where they're gonna send you, and they have to give it to you in the language that you understand. Okay, and they have to provide meaningful opportunity for the non-citizen to raise a fear of return for eligibility for CAT. So, and you still have the right to basically tell them that if you have fear to return there, and raise your concern, and you're pretty much, if you're eligible for CAT, they have to give you the opportunity to raise that concern. They can't just take you to a third country that you did not designate. Okay, you have the right to move to reopen the proceeding if you can demonstrate there's a reasonable fear. Okay, and if it's not found to have demonstrated reasonable fear, provide meaningful opportunity and a minimum of 15 days for that non-citizen to seek to move to reopen immigration proceeding to challenge the potential third country removal. Yes, so they can just remove you to a third country if you never designated a country where they have to remove you. You have the right, at least within 15 days, to come up with your reasonable fear. If you fear that you'll be persecuted in that particular country where they're trying to remove you to, okay? Especially if it's not your country. They can't just remove you. That's because people had to go and sue them. So basically that's pretty huge. At least, you know, we have some leg on to fight in court with those removal, because they can't just send somebody to El Salvador. If the person is not from El Salvador, why would they send that person there? It doesn't work like that. At least they had to DVD versus DHS litigation. That's the court order that came. I guess those people went to court to sue them. Okay. And then we have another news I wanted to talk about. This one. Yeah. USCIS provide litigation related to updates on humanitarian parole for Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, Venezuela. There's an update because there was a lawsuit that was involved. Okay. Say on April 14, 2024, the United States District Court for the District of Massachusetts issued a preliminary injunction ordering staying part of the March 2023 federal register notice, termination of parole. So pursuant to the order, the parole termination notices that were sent to aliens from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela stay and therefore not currently in effect. So basically, they terminated parole for those people, and those people went to court to sue them, and the court had put a stay, which simply means that litigation is still ongoing. Meanwhile, you still keep your parole until further notice. In simple terms, that's just what it means. Okay. So let me stop here and see if they have some other. If we have questions, and if you have more news, I'm going to discuss. Let me just go with question first. Hi, I had a first-time felony charge in 2008. Since then, I get my green card and my citizen. What? Oh, you already have your citizenship? I mean, if you already have your citizenship, I don't think you should be concerned about traveling. If you only have a green card, you should be concerned because they're reopening those old cases. Basically, yeah. In short, if you have a citizenship, you don't have any problem traveling. But if you have a green card with a felony, if you go out, when you come back, they place you in removal proceedings. This year again, no. Our truth, Francos, this year traveling on advanced parole, no, don't do it. Um, yeah, why not just try to avoid it? I know you're TPS older. Under normal circumstances, I would say you can travel because you're a TPS older. If the TPS is still valid, means you can still come back. But under those circumstances, anything can happen. So by the time you start fighting for it, yeah, they're doing things by mistake. So you see the guy who's still in El Salvador, he was deported by mistake, right? They're still fighting for him to come back, but he's still not here yet. So if I were you, I wouldn't do it unless it's a matter of life or death. Then you take this such risk. If it's not, if it's just like going for vacation, yeah, you can go to Hawaii on vacation, okay? God save America and immigrant. Yeah, I really wish that too, to be honest. Okay, hi Bijoux. It's a good time to apply joint motion to reopen, or better hold until next president. I got an order of removal. Case. Why not just wait? I didn't see anything going on about those joint motion. There's no PD request guidance. There's nothing going on. Yeah, if nothing is coming to you, it's better to wait. Was transferred to another jurisdiction. What's next? Just wait. Transferring to another jurisdiction simply means that maybe they have a lot of cases here. That's why they send it to a different place so they can process the case. That's it. Just the way it says transfer, it's just a transfer from this location to another location. So you just wait until they adjudicate your case. That's all. Let me see if we have different news. So we talked about three news, right? The administrative closure is over. Cases will be put back on the active docket week calendar. And then we have a lawsuit about, third country removal. The government has to give you notice if they're removing you to a country where you did not designate, and you have the right within 15 days to actually come up with your defense as to why you cannot be removed in that particular country. So, which we talked about. And then we have the parole. There's a stay on the parole for humanitarian parole for Cuba, Nicaragua, Venezuela, and Haiti. Which simply means that there's still litigation is still going on, but those people will still keep their parole until further notice. Okay, so let's see what else we have here. Let's see. This is something here, and I want to talk about something about Social Security, because I'm seeing a lot of people on TikTok talking about Social Security. Yeah, let me. Yeah, they did detain an American citizen in Florida, but he was released. Yeah. Okay, what else? And a lot of revocations of visas, student visas, but some of them they file lawsuit because they don't see why their visa will be revoked without violations. Um, Yeah, Social Security. Let's see Social Security. Social Security going on here. Oh, okay. They had the presidential memo on preventing undocumented individual from obtaining Social Security benefit. Well, but which is that's we know if you don't have a green card, you can't get a Social Security benefit. That we know. So I don't see why it should be like a anyway. That's that. Can I make a request to have a case seal? Yeah, that you can make with uh yeah, the request you can make it with a criminal lawyer. Like those are the people who know how to do what to do when it comes to sealing records. I have no idea about the procedure, how it works. So you need to talk to an immigration lawyer. Sorry, a criminal lawyer. Um, but even if the record are sealed, if you are filing for an immigration benefit, you still have to disclose that. So yeah, you need to talk to a lawyer because a criminal lawyer, they will know what to do. You need to have a consultation with them because I have no idea how you have to go about it. Any news about green card based on asylum and refugee? No, the only news we know, remember that news that they put that green card on pause because they have to do more vetting. And then some refugee who were outside of the country, they had to go and sue the government so that they can process their cases because they already had their cases vetted. They're supposed to come. So, and the judge ordered this administration to do that, but I don't know if they did. Yeah, so nowadays what they're really doing is okay. So that's about it. Those three major news. That's about it. So now I just want to take questions, okay? Yeah, in short, we don't have any news about it. Still on pause. Uh, yeah, they haven't. There's nothing that has been said about as far as like when they're gonna start processing those green cards. You're welcome. So yeah, those are the latest immigration news. If you have anything else you want to talk about, like a question or anything, just please put it in the comment. 'Cause, that was the news I had for today. Three major news. By the way, please like, please share, okay? We have 22 people in the house. Please like, please share as I'm answering those questions. Please like, please share. Please like, please share as we are answering those questions. Latest immigration news. Yeah, there's always something going on with this government, but just know your right. If you have to fight, you have to fight because even those removal order, you can still reopen those cases, right? When it comes down to it. Yep. Yeah, I think we talked about Happy Easter, Kelvin Matobula. How are you? How are you, Kelvin Matobula? We just wanted to answer a few questions today because tomorrow I might not be available. Um, so I wanted to answer some questions. If you have a question, just please put in the comment. If you have a question, please put in the comment, okay? Let me see if I can find the, if we have some other question news. Yeah, if you have a question, put it in the comment, please. I don't see anything else. Okay. How long is processing time for I-130? You have to give it at least one full year. That's the minimum. That's what I've seen so far. Give it at least 1 year minimum. But again, that depend on what center your case went to. But yeah, I'll give it at least 1 year. What are the latest immigration news? Yeah, you came late. We already talked about the latest immigration news. Now we're just taking questions. Um, yeah, you need to start from the beginning. Now we're just taking questions, but the major news is that administrative closure is done. You can't administratively close your case anymore because they're reopening those old cases. And then people will be receiving notice to appear to go defend their case. They can't just pause their case. That this government said no, you can't do that anymore. Just go defend your case. That's it. So that's the major news. But we talked about several news. You really have to go back from the beginning because right now we're just taking questions at this point. You're late. Okay. I filed in June 2023. I-130 USCIS filed for wife. She's here. You filed in June 2023. I think uh you're almost there. That's what I'll say. So yeah, because the latest I-130 approval we got, if you go to my YouTube and then under post, you will see the date. for several I-130s petitions, at least 4 of them, the latest, right? So the minimum was 1 year. Maximum of it was like almost 16 months. So yeah, you almost there for June I-130, June 2024. By June 2025, you should have a response, I think. No, it's not. Oh, you have 2 jobs. Okay. Well, at least the first job is the one that you say that because of that job, that's why you're getting a green card. But remember that when you go to get your U.S. citizenship, that's when they look into it and see if you're telling the truth to get the green card. Basically, that's how they go back and see if you were not working in the field that got you the green card. And if not, then they'll take the green card away. They've done it before. So it's a matter of knowing where you currently stand. I mean, if you have 2 jobs, that's normal. Maybe the primary job is in the field that gave you the green card, and then the secondary job is in a different field, right? So yeah, you just be aware that when you go get your U.S. citizenship, they look back and see, and if they conclude that you lied to them to get a green card and you did not work in that field, they'll take it back. They do that. They've done it before. They will definitely do it under Trump. Motion to reopen. Adjustment of motion to reopen to adjust status. I haven't. The one we did pretty much the latest one was under Biden. And one is I have a couple motions that are still pending with BIA. I haven't got the response yet. But recently, since Trump got into power, I haven't filed a motion to reopen. Yeah. So I cannot really tell you if they're responding to it or not, because I haven't filed since Trump got into power. I haven't filed a motion to reopen, but I have a couple motions pending that were filed previously under previous government. And BIA takes at least 9 months, right? So I'm still waiting for the response. But as far as guidance or PD requests for those joint motion, there's nothing going on. But if you're filing your own motion because you have several reasons as to why you have to file, I mean, you can still file your motion, you know. Thank you. Welcome. So that's my response to it. You got it? Yeah. If you are filing a motion, maybe because change of circumstances, that motion does not have a deadline, remember? For asylum cases. Or you filing, you have I-130 approved and trying to see if you can reopen your case. You can always try, but if you're asking if there's a PD request going on, there's nothing going on. The only thing you can do is try. Try your best and see how it works. Yeah, just try your best and see if it's gonna work or not, because I can't really tell you, How long did your I-130 takes to get approved? Because somebody is asking here, JAS 1938 is asking whether um, how long it takes. So I already tried to answer that question based on my experience, but I don't know if yours didn't take that long, which center you can tell. So yeah, how long your I-130 took to get approved? Okay, I guess we don't have any more questions, right? We do not have questions. Let me share the link. We do not have questions. If you need a consultation with me or for a specific case, immigration related, I'm gonna put my consultation link here. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, every links are in the description box, okay? If you need anything else besides what we're talking about here, you can schedule your own consultation on your own time, okay? If you miss the news from the beginning, you have to go back and watch the news from the beginning because we talked about all those three major news. Okay, happy Easter. It's time to stop. Until next time, bye-bye. Oh, you apply in 2022, just approved last week. It's basically 2023, 2024. Yeah, 2 years and a couple months. Pretty much 2 years. That's what I told this guy, like the guy or the lady, I don't know. But anyway, it takes between 1 year and 2 years. I had one case that took 3 years in Baltimore, because Baltimore, they take forever. Yeah, if you're not in Baltimore, yeah, at least 1 year minimum. Okay. Thanks. Until next time. Bye bye.